Your hunger for approval is the exact reason you'll never be truly respected. It sounds harsh, but look at your results. You're exhausted from wearing 1,000 different masks just to fit in. You've traded your destiny for a few cheap nods from people who don't even care about your journey. But have you ever noticed that the very second you tell someone your big plans, the fire inside you just dies? There is a psychological reason for this leak in your power, a hidden trap that most people fall into, which I will reveal in just a moment. Today, that cycle ends. You're about to discover the secret of silent strength and learn how to finally build a life that is unshakable. However, before you can reach that strength, you must understand why you feel like a ghost in your own story and the specific invisible burden you're carrying without even knowing it. Stay with me until the final word, because what happens to the clay in the mountains will change how you see your own soul forever. Evan wakes up and immediately puts on the good employee face. He's a total chameleon, blending into whatever background his boss requires, nodding even when his blood boils. But beneath that starched collar, there's a burning resentment because he's playing a scripted role, not living a real life. What Evan doesn't realize yet is that he is suffering from a specific spiritual fatigue caused by carrying stones that were never his to hold, a concept we explore deeply in the invisible burden phase. At night, he switches to the fun friend mask, scanning the room for a glimmer of approval. Even his digital life is a curated plea for validation from strangers. He is becoming a ghost in his own life story because he has no solid center. The most terrifying part? His constant yes is actually the reason people respect him less, not more. There is a hidden leak in his reservoir of power that is draining his worth every single day. But how do you find your center when you've spent years being everyone else? There's a specific silent ritual that changes everything, which Evan is about to discover in the shadows of a mountain retreat. Evan climbed the winding path to Master Kento, begging for a formula to be liked. He was just looking for another mask to wear, but Kento didn't give him a script. He gave him 24 hours of absolute crushing stillness. In that room, without a screen or an audience, Evan felt himself starting to vanish. He realized his entire personality was just a collection of borrowed echoes. You see, most people are terrified of this silence because it reveals the void they've been filling with other people's stones. But there is a strategic secret hidden in this stillness, something called invisible progress. Kento teaches us that internal energy must be contained. Every time you speak a goal aloud, you are letting the pressure escape. Like a seed in the soil, a dream needs the weight of silence to grow roots. But what happens when the soil of your life is too heavy with stones that aren't yours? If you don't learn how to clear the ground, your internal fire will go out before the engine even starts. I'll show you the specific way to protect your sacred fire in a moment. But first, you must see the devastating mistake Evan makes when he tries to impress the world with something that isn't yet solid. Kento handed Evan a lump of wet, cool clay, a vessel in the making, incredibly vulnerable to any touch. "Carry this along the mountain pass," he instructed. As Evan walked, he felt the familiar itch to be seen, to be acknowledged as special by the travelers passing by. Every time he adjusted his posture to look noble or cool, his fingers dug into the soft clay. He was trying to polish the surface before the core had even set, a mistake most of us make by carrying the stones of reputation before we've built a foundation of character. By the time he reached the summit, the vessel was a total wreck, covered in the ugly thumbprints of his own vanity. Kento looked at the ruin and said, "Every time you seek a yes from the world, you put a dent in your own soul. You are so busy being what they want that you've forgotten what you are." But here is the mystery. How do you stop being so malleable? How do you transform from soft mud into something that can withstand the harshest winds? The secret lies in a fierce light kept in a small stone structure, a process that turns your fragile dreams into unshakable reality, which I will reveal right now. Kento led Evan toward a stone structure where a fierce kiln roared with primal intensity. "The external world is just a drafty, noisy hallway," Kento whispered. He explained that the soul needs an internal bake to survive the cold. Without this heat of conviction, you are just a lump of mud waiting to melt. But most people make a fatal error. Every time they announce a dream, they open the kiln door early, letting the precious heat escape into a cold world. They get the praise now, but their spirit remains soft and unfinished. "An anchor does not ask the waves for permission to hold," Kento declared. True authority comes from being fixed in your purpose, regardless of the weather. This is the silent strength, the quiet confidence of a mountain that doesn't need to prove its height. To build this, you must perform the ritual of the unseen act. Do something great and breathe no word of it. But how do you stop the world from reaching in and stealing your fire once you leave the mountain? There is a final, specific wall you must build to protect your energy, and the blueprint for that wall is something I've prepared for you right now. Tonight, I challenge you to perform the ritual of the unseen act. Take one concrete step toward your most cherished goal and tell absolutely no one. Feel that internal pressure building inside your chest. That isn't anxiety. That's raw power. But let's be honest. One ritual isn't enough to undo years of wearing masks and carrying the world's expectations. Many of the stories you hear here aren't just stories. They reflect the invisible weight you may be carrying every day. If you're tired of holding pain, responsibility, and guilt that were never yours, I created a guide to help you finish the transformation we started today. It is called The Weight of Stones That Are Not Yours. This ebook is the internal kiln for those who want to let go, set boundaries, and finally live with lightness. To ensure you stop being a leaky bucket that needs constant refills of external validation, I'm including 2 essential tools. Bonus 1, learning to let go of stones that are not yours. A step-by-step method to identify and drop the emotional baggage you've inherited from others. Bonus 2, when saying no is an act of self-love. The practical script to stop the chameleon habit and protect your internal fire. The moment you decide that your own approval is enough, you become a force of nature. You become that anchor that doesn't ask the waves for permission to hold its ground. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. In the comments below, make your first silent pact. Simply type, "Protected in silence." We don't need to know the dream yet. The world hasn't earned the right to hear it. Keep your fire hot and your circle quiet.